Okay, so today I'm looking at a System 18 Sega board. This one is Shadow Dancer, and this one has no sound. I've already verified that the Z80 is good and also the PAL is good. A common fault can be the RAMs here failing, so I've basically desoldered those, put some new sockets in, and I'm just about to go and test these in my logic tester to see if they're good or not. Okay, I'm just going to test these RAMs in my logic tester. They actually test as standard 6264s, which are 8K by 8K RAMs, and that's passed, so RAM's not faulty. So, as it's not the RAMs, we need to look at where we're going to test next. The sound section, it basically consists of the main Z80 CPU. There's the buffers here between the address and data lines and the rest of the circuits. There's a custom PAL decoder here. There's a dual 2 to 4 line decoder, I think that is. There's a PCM chip here, I think this is Rico. There's two Yamaha YM3438s, and then there's, I think there's 1, 2, 3 op amps and the main amplifier. I think this is stereo, I'm not sure. The amplifier section and the op amps are working okay. I applied some logic pulses into the inputs of the amps and they produce some nice sounds on the outputs. Well, some loud squeaky sounds, but that's what we expect when we put pulses into it. So there's not a huge deal of components on here. I've already tested with the Logic Pro to make sure there's no stuck data or address lines, and there doesn't seem to be anything obviously wrong, so not sure what to do next. Just gonna have a bit more of a poke around with the Logic Pro to see if anything else jumps out at me. As I've been struggling to find a fault in this area, I've taken the ROM board off. I actually realised that some stuff here that's connected to the same data bus as the Z80, so I didn't realise that, but there's actually a RAM there. So I think this here is actually the PCM RAM, and this is the Z80 CPU RAM, so I'm just going to whip that one out and test that one. Okay, so I'll test the CPU RAM, the Z80 CPU bus RAM, which again is a 6264, 8K by 8K. And, excellent. So this RAM was corrupting the data bus. That explains a few things. Right, let's see if we can drop in a new RAM and see what happens. While I was just about to replace the ROM board, I noticed a damaged capacitor. The leads are actually coming out of the base. So, what value is that? I can't see it properly. 470 UF 16 volt. I don't know if you can see that. No, it's not focusing. Right, I'll replace that as well while I'm at it. And we have success. We now have sound, all controls are working properly. A bit hard to play this one-handed. Okay, so that fix is successful. Okay, now I've noticed a bit of a problem here with the characters on these ROMs here. If I touch the data lines, and we get all sorts of floating around. I've actually resoldered these pins here just in case that was a problem, but it turned out not to be. We've definitely got some floating data lines, so I don't know if it's actually a bad ROM or a bad connection, but I need to investigate that further. It seems to be only the ROMs that affect things like the high score table and bits at the end of the game. It doesn't seem to affect anything in game. On the game over text there is also bad, and some objects are bad here. So it's quite a specific ROM potentially that's bad. Okay, so I've actually found the ROM that's bad. When reading in the values of first pass, it gave me a certain set of values, and on second pass it gave different values indicating that there are actually data lines floating. And that was the chip at A9, which is a sprite ROM. I'm not sure if I can, but I'm going to try burning a standard 27C020 and see if that'll work in this board. Okay, so the EEPROM has been burnt and replaced, and I'm just waiting to see the high score table to see if I fixed it. There we go. See it properly? That's actual proper letters now instead of just squiggly lines everywhere. Put my name in. And game over sign is fine. and this final screen's fine. So that is now 100% fixed.